10 foods that will kill your dog. You probably want to share all your delicious food with your pup. After all, who can resist those puppy dog eyes begging for a morsel? But hold off on spoiling your fur baby. Sometimes being a good doggy parent is knowing when to say no. Some foods are just downright bad for dogs and can cause all sorts of health problems. Even if your dog has eaten these foods in the past with no problems, they could be causing serious issues that you might not be aware of. That being said, we've rounded up the 10 foods that will kill your dog. These are the foods you should never feed dogs, no matter how adorably they beg. Number 10. Avocados. Avocados are one of the trendiest health foods on the market. They're touted as a nutritious and delicious snack for humans. But what about for our four-legged friends? Can dogs eat avocado? The answer is no. Avocados contain persin, a fungicidal toxin which can cause serious health problems, even death, in many animals. According to veterinarians, dogs are more resistant to persin than other animals, but that doesn't mean avocados are 100% safe for your dog to consume. The leaves, fruit, seeds, and bark of avocados contain persin, which can cause vomiting and diarrhea in dogs, and more serious signs in other animals due to a wide range of sensitivity across species. It can cause vomiting, diarrhea, and myocardial damage. Avocado flesh's high fat content can lead to gastrointestinal upset and pancreatitis in dogs if they eat too much. And because it's calorie dense, it can lead to weight gain. Another concern is the stone at the center of the fruit, which may cause choking. Number 9. Chocolate. According to the Merrill Manual for Veterinary Health, chocolate is toxic to dogs because it contains substances known as methylxanthines, specifically caffeine and theobromine. Dogs metabolize or break down theobromine much slower than humans. Depending on your dog's weight, even small amounts of chocolate can be very bad for your dog. The darker and more bitter the chocolate, the more dangerous it is to dogs. Cocoa, cooking chocolate, and dark chocolate contains the highest levels, while milk chocolate and white chocolate have the lowest. If you're dealing with any quantity of dark or bitter chocolate, err on the side of caution. The high level of theobromine in dark chocolate means it takes only a small amount to poison a dog. Initial or minor symptoms of chocolate toxicity may include diarrhea and vomiting, agitation or hyperactivity, drooling, and an increase in thirst. In worse cases or high doses, ingesting chocolate may cause seizures, tremors or twitching, cardiac failure, muscle rigidity, collapse, and even death. Number 8. Raisins and grapes. Grapes and raisins are extremely toxic to dogs. They can cause rapid renal failure, which can ultimately be fatal. The toxic compounds in grapes are still unknown, but even small amounts can make your dog sick. Toxic levels vary from dog to dog, but one study reviewing 180 reports found that some dogs died after eating just a handful of raisins. Therefore, ingestion of any quantity should be taken very seriously. It's important to note that poisoning can happen from eating raw grapes and raisins or from eating them as ingredients in baked goods like cookies, cakes, and snack bars. Watch for symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, fatigue, and depression. These may be followed by signs of kidney failure, such as excessive thirst and very little urine production. Number 7. Sweet candies, toothpaste, and chewing gum. The real culprit when it comes to these sweets is an ingredient called xylitol. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol that's often used to sweeten candy, chewing gum, toothpaste, and baked goods. While deemed safe for human consumption, it can be deadly for dogs. It causes an insulin surge through your dog's body that can lead to a drop in blood sugar and liver failure. Symptoms include lethargy, vomiting, loss of coordination, seizures, and eventually death. Several of these foods, especially peanut butter, are sometimes made without xylitol, so check the list of ingredients in your foods before you share them with your dog. In a nutshell, eating foods that contain xylitol can cause a dog's blood sugar to drop drastically. This can cause health problems, liver failure, and death. Number 6. Caffeine. Caffeine is naturally found in coffee, tea, cocoa, and guarana, a South American plant. It's also often added to soft drinks and medications. Caffeine can speed the heart rate and stimulate the nervous system in dogs. Within 2 to 4 hours of consuming caffeine, dogs may experience restlessness, excessive thirst, a lack of bladder control, vomiting, and diarrhea. If dogs ingest too much caffeine, they can experience abnormal heart rhythm or lung failure, which can ultimately lead to death. Several cases of death have been reported in dogs due to an overdose of caffeine. The minimum dose of caffeine at which death was reported was less than 2.2 milligrams per pound of body weight. The average cup of coffee or tea contains between 40 and 150 milligrams caffeine, so even just a few sips could be deadly for a dog. Number 5. Alcohol. Alcohol is found in a variety of products including alcoholic beverages, perfumes, mouthwash, paint, varnish, and various cleaning products. While occasional alcohol consumption is safe for humans, dogs cannot tolerate it even in small amounts. Symptoms usually develop within an hour after consumption and include tiredness, depression, lack of muscle coordination, low body temperature, poor breathing, vomiting, and diarrhea. If a dog consumes too much alcohol, it can result in lung failure, seizures, coma, and even death. The toxic dose of 100% alcohol in dogs has recently been reported to be about 0.59 ounces per pound of body weight, with death occurring 12 to 24 hours after ingestion. Alcohol poisoning in dogs usually happens after accidental ingestion of alcoholic beverages. However, in one case, a dog died of alcohol poisoning after eating a large number of rotten apples. Number 4. Bacon and fatty meat. The scent of sizzling bacon wafting through the air is one of the most tantalizing aromas for dogs and humans alike. It comes with some serious drawbacks for your pet's health. Bacon has a significant amount of fat and grease. As such, giving bacon to your dog, especially in large quantities, can lead to an upset stomach. Bacon grease can also clog your pup's arteries. Giving bacon to your dog regularly can trigger a serious health issue such as inflammation of the pancreas, also known as pancreatitis. Dog owners who give their dogs high-fat food in large quantities open the door to a plethora of health issues associated with the disease. According to PetMD, obesity, lipemia, and trauma to the pancreas are additional factors linked to pancreatitis. Symptoms of pancreatitis include loss of appetite, vomiting, abdominal pain, bloat, fever, lethargy, and depression. Number 3. Salt. In addition to bacon, human foods with high levels of salt, such as pretzels, chips, seasoned nuts, lunch meats, should not be shared with your dog. High sodium foods can cause an even more dangerous and life-threatening condition called bloat. Due to the high salt content in foods like bacon and ham, dogs may become dehydrated, prompting them to drink an excessive amount of water to satiate their incredible thirst. Their stomachs are filled with too much fluid and gas, which puts pressure on organs, causing the stomach to twist. Bloat can be fatal and typically calls for an emergency trip to the vet for surgery. Physical and behavioral indications of bloat include restlessness, swollen stomach, pale gums, anxiousness, drool, excessive pacing, and dry vomiting. Number 2. Yeast dough. Unbaked yeast containing dough can result in multiple problems if a dog ingests it. The dark, warm environment of the stomach acts as an oven and encourages the dough to continue rising. This can result in a bowel obstruction or a bloated or distended stomach. The stomach may then twist, leading to a GDV, or gastric dilation and volvulus. This is a life-threatening situation that requires emergency abdominal surgery before the walls of the stomach die due to poor blood supply. As the yeast ferments in the stomach, it releases alcohol, which may lead to alcohol poisoning. Signs of yeast or bread dough poisoning include a distended abdomen, unproductive vomiting and retching, lethargy, weakness, elevated heart rate, collapse, and shock. So it's important to never feed raw yeast dough to your dog. Number 1. Macadamia nuts. Keep your dog away from macadamia nuts and foods that have macadamia nuts in them, Just 6 raw or roasted macadamia nuts can make a dog sick. According to experts at the Animal Poison Control Center, dogs who eat macadamia nuts most commonly experience weakness, especially in the hind legs. Other symptoms include lethargy, diarrhea, vomiting, tremors, and fever. Some cases are mild, showing only a few symptoms, and resolve themselves within a few days. However, there are serious cases involving constant shaking, high fever, and an inability to walk. Macadamia nuts are cultivated from Macadamia integrifolia in the USA and Macadamia tetraphylla in Hawaii and Australia. The mechanism of toxicity is not known, meaning we're not 100% sure why dogs are affected. Other foods that may be harmful to your dog. These foods have not proven deadly to dogs, but they can still be harmful. Onions, garlic, and chives. These can damage a dog's red blood cells and cause anemia. In severe cases, your dog could require a blood transfusion. Milk and dairy products. Like humans, dogs can become intolerant to lactose over time. Consuming milk and dairy products may lead to vomiting, diarrhea, and other digestive problems in dogs. Apples, apricots, cherries, peaches, and plums. Their seeds or pits contain cyanide, which is poisonous. Eating them can lead to some pretty serious side effects, including digestive problems. This is all about the 10 human foods that will kill your dog. What other food should be added to the list? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with such interesting future videos here on our channel.